views and opinions expressed by callers, guests, and hosts do not necessarily reflect those of the Black Talk Radio Network and Black Talk Media Project. Black Talk Radio is new black media for the new millennium.
Namaste, Scotty, and namaste to all of you. I was trying to go along with the beat, then Scotty just cut me off. I was going to go into a flow, baby. Ow! You know, that's how the haters hate. Haters gonna hate.
You gotta make up your own beat. Just make up your own.
Haters gonna hate. No, we know Scotty's not a hater. Anyway, so namaste, peace and hair grease and all that good stuff. How are you, FeatherLite?
I'm marvelous. I'm marvelous.
Simply marvelous.
Stupendous.
Okay.
Yes, I'm stupendous. I'm here.
Well, all right then. Well, and we are here at the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show. And tonight we are picking up FeatherLite on part 2 of reclaiming our culture.
Yes.
As Auntie Maxine would say, I'm reclaiming my time. So we're reclaiming our culture here tonight. And we are going to pick back up with the educational piece. Mm-hmm. And we hope to have someone from one of these homeschooling organizations to come on and just give us some more education around the whole homeschooling piece and how to get started, because we're always advocating. Well, I'm always advocating homeschooling your children versus having them in these preparatory prison academies.
Right.
So we want to talk about some of the steps, how to transition into homeschooling, because I'm sure it's something that a family would have to sit down and really think about and discuss and change your life.
Mm-hmm.
But
it is life-changing.
It's life-changing. You change your whole schedule. Some people, one of the parents may have to be a stay-at-home parent. So we just want to talk about that. Anyway, FeatherLites, how about we open up with our poem from Langston Hughes. But before I go into the poem, you can always follow us on the BTRs, that's BTR Community. And if you are not following us on BTR Community, you can do that by simply joining, by going to Black Talk Radio Network. Scroll down and scroll over to the right, join BTR Community for $24 a year. You can take part in the social media experience. Mm-hmm. If you're a fan of the Twitters and the Instagram, what do they call it? The Gram, the Gram, and IG. Oh my goodness. But anyway, well, yeah, you know how people do it. So follow us on the BTRs, and you can follow the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show group page as well. And that's where we will have some of our videos and discussions commentary from the show, continuing show topics,
Recipes.
and recipes. That's right. Some of the hand mudras, some of the meditations, all of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some of the opioid factoids. Yes. All right. So follow us on the BTRs, and you can follow us on the Twitters at MB Spirit Radio. MB Spirit Radio. You can follow us on the Twitter. So you can call in 704-802-5056. 704-802-5056. Press star to mute yourself. Then you can join in the conversation tonight. So, all right. Shall we proceed with Harlem?
Shall we? Oh.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, hey, give it to me now. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. All right. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? Langston Hughes. And we open up with dream deferred because we think of all of the dreams that have been deferred for whatever reason. And I always think of Alice Walker's essay, My Grandmother's Garden, how we spend so much time on someone else's dream, and then our dream is deferred, or it's smothered. It's just removed from any possibility in our mind. Mm-hmm.
Or
crushed,
lies dormant,
or lies dormant. That's right. So live your dreams. All right. Even if you have to alter that dream, live your dream. Never give up. All right, here's a quote. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself.
Hello.
And that's a quote by Rumi.
Love it.
Right. And I really relate to this quote because that was my attitude. That was me wanting to, let me save this and save that and go here and go there. Yeah. And I really had to work and still continue to work on myself. Like, wait a minute, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. And out here trying to save somebody. I said, I need somebody to save me. Look. Shoot. Hey, look, help. What movie was that from? Help.
I don't know. You got me there. How about this one? Save yourselves.
Oh, I know that. Is that your Happy Feet? You love that one. Everything come from Happy Feet.
No.
Wait a minute. Save yourselves. Oh, it's the same movie. The one with Sean Connery and what's his name? Nicholas something. One of the white boy.
Nicholas Cage.
Him.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was on the
I
train.
can't think of the name. The Rock. That's the name. That's a damn good movie.
Oh, that's a good movie. I need to pull that up.
A good movie, right?
Yeah,
right.
I told you about
popcorn.
I told you. I said you need to watch that movie. It was so good.
All I want to know is, are
you happy with your hair?
Boy, that's a good movie. The first 30 minutes. Okay, it's on in that darn movie. All right. So anyway, I don't know how. Look, I'm touching my fake pearls. I don't know how we digress to that.
From the change. What was that for?
Oh yeah, help! That's right. It comes from that scene when they're locked in the jail.
Right.
The tourist.
What prison
the tourist
was that?
lady. Oh
Yeah.
God. It was one that they were touring, so it had to have been Attica.
Attica. Yeah. Yeah. It was. It was Attica.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Mm-hmm.
That was good.
Attica,
Okay, here's
Attica,
my quote.
Attica. All right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that lady that said help, she became popular because I didn't know about her before that movie. She's a
Mm.
comedian. The
Is
one
that
that says
Luelle?
her name is Jamie.
That's Luelle. Girl, I need
Yes.
to go back and watch that because I
Yes.
did not know that's Linnell. That's her name.
Linnell. That's her.
I like Linnell. Now Linnell is
Yes.
funny.
Yeah, she's funny. She's very funny.
And his name is Jamie.
Jamie.
Jamie. All right. Ready for your
Okay.
quotes.
Here is my quotes. And it's all about you.
Hey.
It's all about you. Like this quote that you just said, I mean, I feel like I'm a healer, really. People walk up to me and tell me a whole life story, and I'm like, I listen, and I never try to give advice because, sometimes we just want to talk,
They
so
just want to talk.
what do I know? But I do feel like I am a healer, and I feel like I can heal a lot, especially children. But then about 10, 15 years ago, I said, you know what? I could heal so much better. I could be so much more effective if I work on me first.
Oh, yes.
If I work on me first, I'll be so much more effective. So
Yes.
I feel that quote there. All right, here's this quote. Put yourself at the top of your to-do list, and the rest will fall in place. Seems like that should be in the morning. But anyway, put yourself at the top of your to-do list, and the rest will fall in place. I like that because I don't always do that. But I did it today, and I did it yesterday. I did.
Did you?
I did.
Very
I
good.
got up and I started doing my qigong, and I sat out on the porch, and it was all about me. So here's another one. Stress, anxiety, and depression are caused when we are living to please others. Paulo Coelho. Be who you are, not who the world or your family and friends want you to be. Be you.
Be you.
I know it's so hard for so many of us, but be you.
Be you and do you.
You got the rest of your life to be you.
Thank you for sharing. All right. Yes. All right. So I hope that people have been on the Rewire Your Brain 21-day challenge.
I have.
No, I have too, and I tell you, I see the somewhat of a transformation, and I know that the meditations and the focus have been beneficial because they say when you're going through a transformation or a chakra is opening, then you start feeling something in that area, and it's like I guess it's like the poles and the energies are pulling you. You're in this space and you're transitioning to another space, so it's just like a climb or the cocoon coming through the shell, through the casing, transitioning, the metamorphosis into the butterfly. So it's like you feel something, like feel discovered.
It's a difference.
I've been feeling really different, just kind of different, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but I know that it's a consequence, a great consequence of the 21-day challenge. So I think we should open the 21 days up again for people.
Again?
And again, yes, I have to say again for the people, because I think it's great. I think that some of those people that may have gotten off track or didn't start it, they're very, very eager to 21-day challenge. And all you have to do, FeatherLite, is when you wake up think of 3 things that you're grateful for. Name 3 aspects of your life, people, things. It could be your bed.
Mm-hmm.
You're grateful for your business, your baby, your shoes, your life, whatever it is, something in your life, right? You want to share something that you've been like, something that you mentioned in the morning? Mm-hmm.
Or you can be grateful for like a type of, I'm trying to say the right word because I thought of this morning because I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to get away from material things. I could go forever. But I went for more the oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank for the right word. But
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm grateful that I'm a compassionate person.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
So many
there are a lot
people
of
lack
people who are
compassion.
not. A lot of people who are not.
They do lack
Um,
compassion.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a lady said something. I walked into the store. A lady said something. I had, honey with me,
Mm-hmm.
and the lady said something to me. And ordinarily, if I wasn't a compassionate or kind-hearted person, I could have had a really sharp comeback. But I didn't.
Mm.
I didn't feel like that. That wasn't, my nature. So I just smiled and said what I had to say, and that sort of took away the sharpness that she was about to give me. It's like we don't have to go there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We don't really. All I need from you is, and from then on, it was okay. And then she gave me a little something extra. It's like
Mm.
wow, yeah.
Mm.
What started
Mm.
out, it could have been gone the other way, but I cut it off with kindness, which is natural, and
Mm-hmm.
I was grateful for that I'm that kind of person.
Someone that has that compassion, and
Mm-hmm.
you have so much grace, Featherlight.
Oh, thank you.
You
I
do.
did my rich folks laugh.
You're graceful.
Thank you.
Oh, I have no time for your past, present, or future
Future foolishness.
foolishness.
We're just being
Right.
funny, guys. We're really real. Really
Absolutely.
real.
All right. So today would have concluded the 21-day challenge of the Rewire Your Brain. But we are going to add another 21 days. And then also Featherlight, the solar plexus 21-day challenge.
That's right. That's
Mhm.
so right. So, before we get into our hot topics, let me
Mhm.
just do a quick review, very quickly. If you missed last week's show, or just to
Yes.
give you a little quick recap. We talked about the Dallas cop Amber Geiger who killed
Mm.
Botham Shin John. There were some very derogatory statements on her Pinterest account. They forgot to delete that account. They did the Facebook and the Twitters, but they forgot the Pinterest. And boy, we shared the things that she said on her Facebook, which were showed signs of a trigger happy, sadistic, and quite psychotic individual. We don't even have to say the N word. I mean the R word. Okay, so but due to pushback from protests, the cop has been fired. But we need to stay on the case, guys. Stay vigilant. Remember her name, Amber Geiger, Guyger, because sometimes they pop up some other place. Let's not get amnesia on this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so as we said earlier, we talked about reclaiming our culture, and we discussed reclaiming our culture and healing last week. We struggle with more diseases, more illnesses than we ever had. And there are more pills, however, on the market than we've ever seen. So sometimes you just need to stop and put two and two together. Culturally,
Mm.
we practice preventive health care and with not so much drugs. And we were much more healthier. So tonight we'll pick back up with our education where we left off on educating our own. And lastly, log on to the BTR social network, the Mind Body Spirit group page, for some life-changing tips on meeting the 21 day solar plexus healing challenge, which we're
Mm.
currently focusing on right now. So,
Mm-hmm.
question: how's your willpower? How's your self-worth? Are you tired of saying yes when you really want to say no? And how do you see yourself? What's your innate power like right now? Is it lying dormant or is it in overdrive? Are you doing what you said you would do, or do you feel powerless? So check out our healing tips for your 21 days challenge, which ends October 4th. But like a car, like your other vehicle, just because you get it aligned last year or the year before doesn't mean it's aligned forever. So long as you travel these roads of life, the wheels of your chakras will be constantly turning, just like the wheels of your car constantly turn. So it needs constant maintenance. And that is our recap.
All right. Yes. Hey, I know that's right. And I was just thinking when you talking about the Amber Geyer.
Is it Geyer?
I
think I said Geiger.
I think it's whatever it is. We know
that's why I spelled it.
He killed Boston Jean, and I was just thinking, she recently she just recently moved from the apartment complex,
right?
And then I'm just thinking about this. I didn't even think about this. I hoped. Well, I know that she turned herself in a different county.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she was allowed to go back home that night, because if I was a resident, and now that I'm actually thinking about this and processing this, she was the interloper. You were the interloper. You were the one that came into his house. You were the intruder. You came into his house and you shot and killed this man. So that makes all the residents, that renders all the other residents unsafe. You can't find, according to your story, which I still don't believe that you just couldn't find your way home. But I mean, let's just go with that again.
But your bag was there.
Find your way home. So you and everyone else safety and jeopardy. Yeah. So she should not have been allowed to come back at all. Don't come. No, you can't even come and get your belongings. We will have them shipped to you because you killed people in their apartments. So anyway, and the solar plexus challenge, FeatherLite, I have been practicing the mudras, and we're working on a video for the mudras so that we can have that on our BTR page, Mind, Body, and Spirit page. All right, so let me share this. Thanks for sharing that, FeatherLite. Black Inventor for tonight, I want to share air conditioning unit inventor, Frederick M. Jones. He invented that air conditioning unit that Lord knows I appreciate here in Texas. I don't see how people live in places, live where you don't have central air here in Texas, because an air conditioning unit, that will not cut it here. It is hot. You need your air on. Thank you, Frederick M. Jones. You need your air and a fan going in the summer. And so, yes, he invented the air conditioning unit in 1949. Yes.
Wow. It hadn't been that long ago.
1949. So going into our hard topics just really quickly. So we know that Bill Cosby was sentenced. Oh, my goodness. Woo, sentenced Bill Cosby. I'm still like, woo, goodness, really? They're really sending you to jail. Woo, 3 to 10 years in state prison for the 2004 sexual assault. FeatherLite. So Bill Cosby is in jail. Woo.
Well, as we speak.
And then, they have jokes. Someone wrote an article about his first meal, and he had pudding. I said, oh my goodness.
I can't help but chuckle. I'm sorry. That was,
It was kind of fun. He had pudding. Oh, Lord have mercy. We should laugh at Bill Cosby.
Bill,
I mean,
Bill,
you know,
Bill.
I tell you, sexual assault, that is very, very damaging to a person. And anyone that has experienced sexual assault, you need the therapy. You need the support system. So I totally empathize with any woman that is a victim of sexual assault.
Or men.
Thank you. Or men. That's right. Or men. So many men. Oof. So
We don't always hear about them because they don't want people to know.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate the brothers that spoke about sexual assault when the Me Too was trending, and continue to speak out. So,
yeah, I personally think that it's wrong for anybody to take another person sexually without their consent. I think it should be a two-person thing. Both of you agree to do this. No means no, even if a person is intoxicated, too intoxicated to say no. I think me personally, coming from a female's point of view, if the person that I'm about to have sex with is just too out of it to really enjoy it, what's the point?
What's the point?
What is the point? They can't even respond. They're just like, oh, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
Well, some people have a fetish having sex. What do you call that when they have a fetish?
No, I didn't know that was one.
Oh,
with
yes, it's called a dead person.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Knocker or something.
Or it was intoxicated. Yeah.
Oh.
You see what else?
I do.
Yeah.
OJ's advice to cause. Woo, watch your back.
Wow. Prisoners are kind to rapists. Wow. Oh. Well, I just found out that Bill Cosby was joking about that. That's not something that you joke about. But
giving people
finally, I still think there's two justice systems here. There was one doctor. He raped one of his patients. He was found guilty of that, but he gets to walk home. So,
well, and see, that's the problem that I have. It's just the disparity, and not trying to, I guess, conflate the different cases, because they have their different respects. But Bill Cosby will be registered as a sexual predator. You have some people that will not have to register as a sexual predator, or they are registered as a sexual predator, but they are home. So, anyway, that's all I really have to say about Bill Cosby for tonight, because I'm still processing all of it myself. Anyway, so Winnie Mandela, the mother of a nation, celebrates a birthday today. Would have been her birthday. I think 82nd, maybe 82nd or 83rd birthday. Yes, and Serena Williams. So I can remember that. So Winnie and Serena share the 26th of September as their born day. So happy born day, sisters. All right, so FeatherLite, you have anything for us? I love the body, or shall I do the damn thing? Doing the damn thing.
Do the damn thing.
Okay, doing the damn thing. All right, so our doing the damn thing, Tyler Gordon. Oh my goodness, I saw some of his paintings, I think on Instagram. This young brother, 12 years of age, FeatherLite, he specializes in self-portraits of celebrities, and he has these beautiful paintings, so vivid and goodness gracious, it's like you're looking right there at that person. They pop off the canvas. And he has some
that
portraits.
kind, yeah.
He has some portraits of T.I., Bob Marley, Kevin Durant, basketball player, and some others. So if you're into art and this type of art, I'm sure he probably has some other art, FeatherLite. Check him out, Tyler Gordon, young brother. He's been labeled painting prodigy.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, then. So, all right. Love the body.
Love the body. Love the body. It is time for love.
We need some love the music.
I know. I just reached over for my little chime. That's all I have.
Oh, we have to work on that.
I've got to get some more music.
Yeah,
it just seems like it needs to be an intro.
It does.
Okay. All right. So tonight I have a couple of practices, qigong and yoga moves that are very, very beneficial for your health and your well-being, and they are simple and it's no strain. That's one thing I love about qigong. It works on your organs and it's no strain on your body. When you go to the gym, which I don't know anymore, I use my floor. It's so much strain, you're lifting things and you're running on the little stationary bike, which I've never liked. I like to move. Okay, so but these are great. So let's do one. Now you're going to need to lie on the floor, which you don't have to do right now. Just kind of visualize, and I'll put it on the board. But I did want to share. This is great for your waist and your spine. It strengthens your core. Okay, so strengthening your core, which is your lower abdomen, your badajin, it minimizes your lower back problems, because I did not realize that after I had surgery, that's when I started having lower back problems. I have never had lower back problems, never had back problems.
Yes.
Period. But so this will massage the spine. And the spine, as we know, connects to the brain. So that's good. All right. And this will also dwindle your waistline. And that's good physically. Okay. So when we nourish and massage the spine, we nourish the brain as well. So this is what you will need: a yoga mat. Or if you don't have a mat yet, you can use some folded blankets. So you lie on your back, both feet flat on the floor. Okay. Your arms are out to the side for support. You raise 1 foot off the floor at a time. Don't try to be, heroic in things. 1 foot, then you take both of your knees and bring them towards your chest. Okay? Only to what's comfortable. You don't use your arms because they're stretched out. Now, hands hugging the floor. Inhale. And then as you exhale, drop your knees, your right knee toward the right. Okay. Your other knee is just going to follow. Don't concentrate on that. But do not let them touch the floor. Inhale, bring your knees back to the center. Exhale and drop over to the next side. You don't have to try to worry about doing this perfectly. When you get into the flow and you do it with breathing, everything is synchronized. If you can move with breath, you will be surprised at how easy it makes the exercise. Okay, so you inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, drop them over to the left. Okay, so what you do is you keep your hands touching the floor. Don't worry about your elbows. They will probably rise up. But just keep your hands touching the floor. You do 3 on each side, you rest, and it's great. You eventually work up to 5. You're on each side, your waistline will dwindle, and you're massaging your spine. Now, this one we can do standing up. This is good for your brain optimization. Okay, this is flow, qigong flow, for your brain optimization. We all want that. So this qigong practice honors the brain, and it helps balance your left and right hemisphere. of your brain. And so it nourishes the mind-body connection, which is what we're all about. Okay, so this is good when you feel stressed or mentally blocked. You're like, oh, I can't think, or you need to make a big decision, or you're about to face a challenging situation. Okay, so we're going to start by waking up the brain. Okay, so even if you have on a headset, you can do this. Take your fingers. All right, first you stand. Okay, with your feet shoulder width apart. Bring your hands to your forehead and lightly tap your forehead as if you're playing the piano. Okay?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Tap like you're playing the piano.
Yes. Tap on your forehead.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you tap
yes.
like this. All right. This tapping brings a rush of blood to your forebrain. Okay? So take a few deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, tap, 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 tap. Okay? Now, after a few taps, hold your hand still there and press on your forehead with your fingertips. Just lightly press on there. Take some more deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. So these prominent bones that you're pressing on, these are your neurovascular holding points. Pressing on these points trains your nervous system to keep the blood in the forebrain, which is where you want it, and it helps you to think more clearly. Okay, so you do this to how you like it. I'm doing it quickly because we're on the program. So now, using your 10 fingers, comb through your scalp, starting at your hairline and then going to the base of your neck.
Oh,
doesn't that feel good? This movement.
To try my headphones.
Oh, okay. This movement invigorates all the nervous centers in your head, and it's great for stimulating relaxation in the brain.
Oh.
So try this when you take your headset off. I did this earlier. I was feeling a little emotionally drained, and I did it, and I was just surprised. I felt great, and it only took about 3 minutes. Yeah. So it's really, 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 really good. It's a great feeling. And the last one, we've done this before. Just stand with your feet a little bit further apart than shoulder width, and you just twist your body from your waist, and you keep your feet stationary and let your arms fall along with the waist. Okay, and fall along with the twist. And as you twist, you knock on your lower abdomen and your lower back. So this is your spinal cord that you're knocking on. And by doing this stretches out the spine and keeps the spinal cord fluid moving. See, and that's what you want to do. It's an invigorating spinal rotation. So try these things. It's really good. This one here, we've done this before. It was called knocking on the door of life. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. And then you do it a little bit, and you slow it down. You come to a stillness, and you will feel the tingling. You will feel the energy, the chi rushing through your body.
Rushing through your body. I love that.
Okay. All right, so that's what I have for you for tonight. For Love the Body.
Love the body. All right, thank you. Love the body. I'm gonna try that FeatherLite without these headphones in. I did try the fingertips on the forehead, so I like that. I didn't want to make a lot of tapping noise though for people to hear. So
no, I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear? Okay, great. Because it's just a little light tap. But anyway, thank you, and we'll move on into our topic. But FeatherLite, before we go into the topic, I came across this piece on Pinterest today. And so I want to share this quickly before we go on our topic, because it's in line with the solar plexus challenge, which is about transformation. So change can happen. Change can happen. Start by doing one push-up. Start by drinking 1 cup of water. People that don't drink water, I'm always amazed when people say, I don't drink water. And I just look at them like, but you're going to die. Start by paying toward one debt. Start by reading one page. Start by making one sale. Wait a minute, one sale. What is one sale? I went off there, FeatherLite. I don't know what that is. Start by anyway, we'll come back to that one. Start by deleting one old contact.
Okay.
Start by walking one lap. Start by attending one event. It may be some type of event, like a seminar or workshop that you've been saying, I want to do that. Like a yoga workshop, a yoga certification workshop. Start by attending one event, or couples retreat. Start by couples retreat. Go to one of those nudist retreats where you just let it go, or leadership training event, book writing workshop. Okay. Start by writing one paragraph. Start today. Repeat tomorrow. I love that.
I love that too.
Start today, repeat tomorrow. Now I'll figure out what they start by making one something. I couldn't figure that one out. All right, so just wanted to share that before we go into our topic again. So don't forget your solar plexus challenge, 21-day challenge. Yes. And I'll post this on the page also. All right, so let's. Oh, good. So let's pick back up on the reclaiming our culture. Okay. Decades of racial bias against Black Americans and the legacy of slavery are evident in our classrooms. And so we were talking about the disparities last week, right, in the classrooms. Even after Brown versus Board of Education, we still can see the disparities. We talked about Detroit school system. And I even remember in Memphis when I was part-time as a substitute teacher, just reading perusing through the web pages of the different schools or visiting the schools. Some of the schools, like the private schools in the affluent areas, the preschoolers were using iPads, and this was like this was over 10 years ago. This had to have been maybe like 12 years ago, something like that. But they were using the iPads.
The iPad.
Like, wow.
And you have some children. Then.
You have some children that don't even have air conditioning in the schools, or heat, or books that they can take home. So anyway, that's one of the many reasons why I'm such an advocate of homeschooling. So let's talk more about homeschooling and just going the steps that one could take to move into or transition your family, because it's not just the child, it's the family. FeatherLite, I would think, because everyone has to participate in this. And so let me just share this. So some of the facilities tend to be very poor. I'm going to start FeatherLite down here. I'll just go back to this part. The Department of Education released some startling numbers about how much our country spends on prisons versus schools. And so we mentioned that last week about how states disproportionately spend money on prisons and improving prisons. Even Bill Cosby is in this new prison. At least he's in a new prison, huh?
Really?
Yeah. So it's supposed to be some new state-of-the-art prison. Tell these schools, not even state-of-the-art.
Wow.
You got a state-of-the-art
prison?
Yes, state-of-the-art prison. I guess he said, well, hell, at least I'm in a state-of-the-art, because I think the prison that people were going to in that part of Pennsylvania was a prison that was established or built in like 1947 or something. So, yeah, at least he's in a new prison. It's in a new prison, Bill. Okay. So, do you want to start there with the facilities?
Okay, so the facilities themselves of schools tend to be very poor. In Detroit public schools, there's a big budget crisis. Teachers have protested poor school conditions, such as dead rodents that they have to deal with.
Yes.
And I heard that some of the teachers actually have to go into the room before the students so they can stomp their feet and make the rats, disappear, go out of the room. Spoiled food, cracked floors, moldy ceilings. In Baltimore schools, students have had to wear coats and scarves to class because they don't have enough heat in their classroom. I mean, how can you learn student discipline that pushes black kids out of school? Racially biased school discipline contributes to what's known as the school to prison pipeline. One child was arrested. I remember a couple of years ago. He kicked the waste can, and this child was mentally challenged. Okay, so students who faced even one suspension in a school year are far more likely to drop out and come into contact with the criminal justice system. So it's geared to send them straight to prison. Black students are expected to stay engaged and interested in courses that they don't recognize as being a part of their reality. They don't cover the contributions of black figures, ancient or contemporary.
Right, because
political leaders, nothing.
FeatherLite, you know what? Yeah, because so in particular African American children, we've been so disinterested in school, and people talk about the dropout rates. But I don't see a lot of discussion. I haven't seen any scholarly discussions about why children want to drop out of school. I think I am starting to see some scholars write about it, or some people speak on it. But it's the curriculum. We don't want to hear about the American Revolutionary War and how you were killing people and how you enslaved us, and this, everything is war. These young children.
Yes.
Because
War of 1812. The war of this. The war of that.
Everything is about a damn civil war. Thing is about a damn war that we had to memorize pretty much in terms of history, or how we were fighting for our rights. Just crazy, insane stuff. So no, the curriculum has not been attractive or captivating to children. And I watched this video that spoke about how things have been adapted and adjusted and improved. We have all these innovative ideas for all types of projects, a variety of different projects or things to invent, but we still use the same old-fashioned method of teaching. Someone standing here at the front of the class, and then these desks here, and you're standing there, you're listening to someone. People don't want to learn like that. And in other countries, the whole classroom is quite different. And see, that's why I would love a daycare center that focused on art and music. I think that was one of Michael Moore's films, when he showed, I think it was a classroom in France. And the children, they were painting, they were sculpting, they were on musical instruments. They were allowed to be creative. And that's what children need. You have to let them touch and feel. I think it's called kinetic teaching or kinetic learning, where certain children, and particularly black boys, fall into this category. They learn by touching.
Yes.
They have to be able to stand next to you and watch you take that radio apart. They may have to watch you twice. On that third go around, they have it. Touch and feel. That's how they learn. Right, exactly. Yes. Just because we are mathematicians, we are artists. It's in we. It's natural. All natural. So, and have us in these old crazy ass school systems. That we didn't have some structures like that. Whereas you have a teacher and students. But what I'm saying is, we were allowed to get up and move around. This school system wants these children to sit in one place, don't make a sound, don't ask any questions, Why are you talking? Walk along the wall, just like in a prison or jail. I'm like, are you serious? You're already teaching them how to walk alongside the wall. They can't just be free.
Right. And you know, another thing that I'd like to mention is that when our students, our children, do want to place some kind of emphasis or pride, or to show their culture, like wearing their hair in their natural style, or like this young man decided he wanted to wear his African kente cloth, a traditional Ghanaian cloth. On his graduation day. I mean, he's been through 12 years. He's got his diploma. And they arrested him.
Wait a minute, arrested him?
Well, they called the police. He was escorted from they escorted him from the ceremony. They might not have taken him to jail, but a police was involved and they escorted him from it. How ridiculous is that? What kind of way is that to remember your graduation day for a piece of cloth?
Right. For a piece of cloth. That's right.
See, it's not about the cloth. It's about squashing the children's knowledge and acknowledgement of their culture, which is what we're talking about.
Absolutely. And see, that's why I feel that really need some civil rights lawyers, or I would say, I don't know, whoever. We need some lawyers, civil rights lawyers, some Black conscious lawyers that would be willing to come together for a class action lawsuit, whereas you cannot tell Black children that they cannot wear braids to school, that they're prohibited from wearing any type of braids or extensions, because all we have to do is present documents and videos of how this is a part of our culture. And they know this, but I'm just saying, this is easy to prove.
Yes,
so this is cultural. This is simple. This is our culture. We have several African cultures that use weaves or braids and all kinds of elaborate hairstyles. That's African women. That's African men. That's African people. Period.
And then when the Jewish family want to, I can't remember the thing that they wear on their head, but that's part of their culture. They're allowed to wear that.
Is it a yarmulke? I think it's a yarmulke or something. That's right. That's part of their culture. So this is just like some African cultures may wear head wraps. Some may wear, what is it, raining? Some may wear the hijab. Okay.
Yes.
So that's part of our culture. So basically, as I'm saying, and as we're saying, that's an easy class action lawsuit. And also another, just in the same vein, FeatherLite, the whole braiding, having to have a license to braid. But I do think that Tennessee has just amended that law, whereas you don't have to have a braiding license, a natural hair license. And see, that's a simple one. That's part of reclaiming our culture.
Yeah,
that's
somebody
right.
fought that. They didn't just up and do that. Somebody fought that.
And you know what? I think as Black women all across the nation, and we can gain worldwide support on this, you can't tell us that we have to have a license to braid, because we used to braid each other's hair on the porch in the 70s. We were still practicing that. So how are you going to see it? That's right, because I know I had my hair braided a many times on the porch. Okay?
Yeah.
So how are you going to tell us that somebody has to have a license?
That was on Friday.
Right.
Remember?
Baby, please. What? Braiding on the porch. That's what we did. Yeah. That's what we've always gone over to someone's home for styling our hair. There was a seamstress in the neighborhood that made our clothes. Things like that. Because there were so many restrictions in terms of our movement and liberty. You couldn't just go to Beale Street and try on clothes all the time. So we had to have a seamstress that'll make our clothes.
Right.
And make our hats.
We shared our
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Of course, we had beauty salons, but I'm talking about braiding. You didn't go to a salon to get your hair braided.
Braided for what?
Somebody on your street know how to braid your hair if your mama don't. Look, if your mama don't, somebody, the sister, the cousin, is somebody on your street or the next street that's braiding hair. Okay, that's not even a problem. I don't think that was a problem at all. I just know that whenever it was time for me to have my hair in braids, I went somewhere and sat on somebody's porch or in their kitchen or whatever. Yeah, whatever. If the weather's nice, we sit out on the patio. So anyway, FeatherLite, how do we reclaim our culture of educating our children? Homeschooling, even if self-homeschooling after school, meaning even if you are, if you're in that transition period, like maybe next year or in 2 years, you plan to homeschool, you can still start a homeschool program in the evening. You and a group of parents can start an after-school program where you start teaching children or have an augmentation to whatever they're learning, but include that critical piece of who they are.
Right. Yeah.
Read some poetry. Have them work on a musical instrument or write with a pencil and a pen.
Yes. Some kind of creative talent we all have. Find out what it is. Support it.
Yeah, that's right. So the homeschooling population in the United States is predominantly white and concentrated in suburban or rural areas. In 2016, Black children accounted for 8% of the 1.7 million homeschooled students nationally, according to the U.S. Department of Education statistics. So, Black homeschoolers are seizing control of their children's schooling as an act of affirmation, a means of liberating themselves from the systemic racism embedded in so many of today's schools. When seen in this light, the modern Black homeschooling movement is evocative of African Americans' generation's long struggle to change their children's destiny through education. All right, and take that upon yourself. So when we come back from the break, we will talk about getting started new to homeschooling. We'll be right back after this break. You're tuned in to the Mind, Body, and Spirit radio show, and be certain to log on to the Black Talk Radio Network page so that you can donate. I find it quite easy and convenient to just set up the monthly donation. Then that way I don't have to worry about it. So I just set up a monthly debit from my PayPal, and that way it's all taken care of. And I find that that's really easy to do. So try that. Right. So you can make the monthly donation or one-time donation, or one-time donation and then set your monthly up.
And remember, lions tell their tale. Until lions tell their tale, the story of the hunt.
That's right. All right, let's be back after this break.
Make Black Talk Radio your choice for digital Black radio. New Black media for the new millennium.
Say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. I tell you, that James Brown just get me pumped up. I'm not going to do all that other part. I'm not going to do that. That's in the hot tub. Ow. Okay, so getting started. If you're new to homeschooling, let's talk about a few steps. So there's now one on this webpage. It's the National Black Home Educators, NBHE. National Black Home Educators, NBHE. And their website is nbhe.net. Founded by Eric and Joyce Burgess in 2000. And since that time, this organization has grown to become an international organization that encourages thousands of families, right, each year. So they have, with their organization, they have steps. The website is a website designed to guide you through that whole process of transitioning into homeschooling, resources. I would suggest definitely go on this page. It would behoove you if you're interested in homeschooling. Now, just have a look. Just think about it. Consider it if you are not homeschooling, or if you are homeschooling and you are unaware of this organization. So, FeatherLite, you want to share about talking to other homeschoolers? And this is one of the first steps one could take.
So one of the first steps that we would suggest that would be a good idea is to talk to some other homeschoolers in your area. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think you can just Google and type in homeschool and then hit your city and state. So talk to as many as possible. Okay. Find out resources and supports they had when they set up what's available locally, and what type of curriculum they use. And keep in mind that homeschooling has to be adapted to your lifestyle, your way of teaching, what works best for you, because it will be adaptable to each individual family according to your unique needs. Okay. So if you don't already know any homeschoolers, like I said, you can just go on the internet, type in homeschool on Google, name and state, and you should pull up a list of a lot of information that you can use.
Right. And it's good to know the law. This is another step. Know the law. The laws regarding home education, they could vary from state to state. So just make sure you're familiar with the laws. And then resources, if at all possible, try to attend one of the homeschool conferences that may be available in your area or an area near you. And again, try the groups. I'm sure this NBHE page has a list of various conferences. I know one of the other pages that I checked out has some a list of different resources and different, I think, like conference calls. I believe there's like a weekly conference call, something like that. Cool. So let's see. So at the conferences, that's where you can meet, again, the other homeschoolers and different vendors that sell products like homeschooling products, different manuals that'll help you through the whole process. And so at a discount. Well, yes, and we need that discount when you're homeschooling. That discount anyway. So as you begin to look at the curriculum, you quickly discover that there are numerous teaching methods, right? And different learning styles. And this is something that, to me, the public school system does not acknowledge. They fail. They're remiss in their duty. Let me say that, because it's not that they're unaware of this, because these people have masters and doctorates in education. So surely you know that there are different learning styles, but instead of acknowledging this fact or these facts, schools now want every teacher at every minute on the same subject, same page, same time.
Yes, I remember.
That does not make any sense. That does not make any sense. And that's why you have so few people that are going into education, to be in a classroom, that is. Because how can you teach like that?
and expect for every child to get it. And then that was a sneaky way to, in my opinion, how I think out of the box, to say, okay, so you're not keeping up. Maybe you need the medication because there's something wrong with you, because you're not keeping up with the pace of the rest of the students. And so then that's where the medicine starts being fed to our little boys and label them this and that. And when these people are smart, they're creative, their mind is going like this, and they need to be, prefer, it works best for them if they're taught another way. It doesn't mean that they're not smart. You're not teaching a way that they can learn.
That's right. You're the one with the master's or the doctorate, so you're supposed to figure out what works for me.
Right.
And all of these can be on the same page at the same time. That's not that's insane. It's not practical at all. Thank you. It's not practical. What if you have students that have questions, which they do and should? But you know what? I read somewhere. There's a school district. Some of the students are suing because they no longer want to have to present in a classroom. They don't want to have to have.
Oh, really?
They want to eradicate the whole presenting.
Oh,
presentations.
Yeah.
But see, we were always presenting in college in our class, secondary education, higher education classes. So it's like, no, you want to learn how to present. You want to be able to present because on a job, you may have to present in your career. Even if you're a business owner, you have to pitch. You have to present your idea. You have to present your act.
Wow,
You
that
need to
is
be able
really
to do that.
weird.
Right. So anyway, they had me all. I'm just completely befuddled by that one, and just, I don't understand that now. I can understand those students that were protesting about the conditions and protesting because they were illiterate, but you want to be able to deliver a presentation. Okay, so anyway, got a little off track there. Pardon me for the light. Okay, so
Doesn't have to cost a lot. So you can get, most public libraries have a large selection of how to homeschool books, so it doesn't have to cost a whole lot. And it's important to get, with any big project, to get organized. Okay,
get organized.
It's very important. Okay, so a schedule can be your lifeline, okay, to making things work. Even on those days when you have nothing but interruptions, your schedule will be there to help you keep things moving, keep them on track. Okay, so it's important that you have a schedule and plan your schedule around work and outside activities, piano lessons, field trips, whatever else you've got going. So allow for change. Sometimes you can be too structured, and then when something goes off, you fly off the handle. So there'll be changes, and with the change, think of it as a new opportunity.
A new opportunity.
Yeah, and keep records. Oh, you got to keep records according to your whatever your state's law is. Yeah. Do your part legally, whatever it is they're requiring of you. So make sure you do that. Comply with the law.
Right. And some people may think that homeschooling is only for affluent families.
That's right.
People that can live off of the one income or something like that. But it could be a blessing in disguise, homeschooling. There are so many low-cost resources or free resources if you're on a limited income. So let me just share a few of these resources. One could use public libraries. I love the library. Oh my God, I love the library. And museums. I love museums.
Yep.
Museums. State national parks, field trips. So children can still take those field trips to different places, even if they're not enrolled in a public school or private school. Homeschool groups and co-ops.
Yeah.
There use curriculum fairs, online curriculum swaps, interest groups, clubs, right? Educational TV. And you get some homeschooler discounts. There are some homeschooler discounts one could take advantage of. And then, of course, there's the internet, Google.
Yeah.
Or as that man on Dexter said, goggle.
I goggled you.
I goggled you. Goggled you. Okay. And so, right, there are innumerable resources available on the internet. So just
And there's a book you can check out. It's called No Dream Deferred.
No Dream
Why
Deferred.
Black and Latina Families Are Choosing Homeschool. It's by Zakia, Zakkiyya. Chase. No Dream Deferred. Why Black and Latina Families Are Choosing Homeschool.
No, that's right.
Education is very essential to success, but the school systems in this country are constantly and inexcusably failing our Black and Latino children. And so in their desperate search for solution, many families are just realizing that homeschooling may just be the best thing for them to do. Yeah.
Maybe the best thing. All right. Well, I think that's a good start for people. Remember to check out that website, National Black Homeschoolers. Let me get their website again. Let me go back to that. Let me get that website. It is nbhe.net. nbhe.net. And let's see. If you, again, Google or homeschoolers, Black homeschoolers, if you're interested in Black homeschoolers, nbhe.net. Okay. Hey, FeatherLite, I have a quote. A wise word being quoted. Yes, okay. Many people are alive, but don't touch the miracle of being alive. And that's a quote by Thich Nhat Hanh. Many people are alive. Many people are alive. They're alive, but they don't touch the miracle of being alive.
I like that. I like that.
The miracle.
It is a miracle.
It's a miracle. Because I tell you, it's a miracle surviving and living, because any day, any second, your life could change. So enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Live your life.
Every day.
And put yourself first. Put yourself first.
FLY, first love yourself.
That's right.
Here's my quote. Don't feel bad for making decisions that upset other people. You are not responsible for their happiness. You are responsible for yours.
For yours.
For yours. That's whose happiness you are responsible for. They are responsible for theirs.
They're responsible for theirs.
Be the love you never received. Be the love you never received.
Be the love you never received.
Yes.
I love that.
You're not feeling like, if you feel like in some way or another you didn't get the love you felt like you deserved, give it to yourself.
Give it to yourself.
And you know how to do it better than anybody else.
Love yourself. It's all about love. And bringing back the love. Start with loving yourself. Put yourself first. I remember, well, I'm not going to go into that story. Put yourself first. Bump that. Okay. So let's move on into a little bit on this other topic that we came across for the light. That's, again, in line with transformation. Transforming your life. Some people may feel, and I always say this just in line with education and all, college isn't for everyone. Maybe it's a vocation. Maybe it could be, I don't know, sewing, anything. Starting your own business. You may not want to pursue whatever, the regular job path. So
9 to
people
5.
may feel, not right, the 9 to 5. Okay. So for those of you that want to branch out, or you may just want an extra little side hustle, some extra money, transitioning out of a job. Okay. Ready to pivot. We always have to be ready to pivot because things could change. I never will forget how when some of these factories were closing, like 15 or 20 years ago, and we would see those people, they would stand just outside of the gate. They came into work thinking they still have a job and a 401 and all of this, and just bought a house, just bought a car, just sent their one of their children off to college, and then they come to work and the damn factory closing up.
Yeah.
And nobody told anyone.
Nobody said
okay,
anything.
So always have another. That's right. Have another plan. Be ready to make a move. So we want to share tonight some occupations or ideas that one could take on in order to start your own business for less than $1,000. So for less than $1,000, you can start a business, FeatherLite. And we're going to go through, I think it's about 9 of them. So an eyelash extension technician. Some people may say, eyelash extension technician. Well, you've seen how many so many women are into eyelashes now. I mean, people wearing eyelashes now just on a regular basis. Just it's not for an event. Women are just wearing eyelashes now. It's like having your pedicure or something. So in the age of the internet and social media, starting a business is way easier than you think. You don't have to invest in a lot of cars, fancy office, inventory, or even a website. So many people are running a business strictly off of Instagram. There's a young lady that I order earrings from, and I order my earrings from her Instagram page. So, so eyelash extension, okay. And let's see. So this service costs between $100 and $200, and the cost of buying the materials is less than $10 per client, FeatherLite. So each client can be served in 1 hour or less. And so an eyelash tech who sees 8 clients a day, 5 days a week, can make more than $200,000 per year. Okay. And the class to learn this skill is only 1 day, and it costs between $600 and $800.
Okay, that's good.
All right, and then so social media manager. Many small businesses can afford a social media or marketing team. So social media manager. It is not uncommon for a, say, gym or a restaurant to pay $400 to $800 per month to a social media manager, someone that would update their account, like update their posts. So social media manager, that's one. And dog walker, if you love pets, dog walking. Sign up with Rover. You can sign up with Rover to walk dogs for people that may work those lengthy shifts. And virtual assistant. There people that may need a virtual assistant, someone to answer calls. There's also property manager. Now, what we'll do, FeatherLite, is maybe a little bit later we'll pick back up on like some of the salaries and the earnings for some of the other occupations, because you know what? I want to hear your spoken word. Your spoken word.
Oh, we have a few more minutes. Yeah, we have a few more minutes. Yeah, it's just tonight.
Okay. So with let me go to the property manager. So, and when we think of property manager, when I thought of property manager, I was like, oh, okay, property manager for some, I guess, like apartment complex or something. But this could be a property manager position for a particular residence. People may travel. They need someone to manage their property for them. And so property managers could earn anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 per year. Maybe
Wow.
like a house sitter, someone that would get the mail, do the laundry, stock the
Mm-hmm.
fridge,
Hmm.
property manager. So it's not
Okay.
necessarily right. Not necessarily just managing an apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
bookkeeper, even if you're not good at bookkeeping, it's simple. You can
Hmm.
be a bookkeeper for someone. There are lots of tutorials. Of course, I'm sure YouTube has
Right.
some tutorials on bookkeeping. And then you can always an author. If you have an idea for a book, you can
Hmm.
self publish. You can publish an ebook.
Any book.
An ebook.
Hmm.
And it's residual income. A makeup
Yeah.
artist. If you're good at applying makeup, if your friends are always asking for help with their
Hmm.
makeup artist.
Hmm. I see
You
a
can
couple of
harvest
things
stuff
I'd
out.
be interested in.
hmm Yeah. Your major expense in this type of business would be the actual makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's so many women that are not skilled at applying their own makeup.
Right, right. And
So, a
there are a
makeup
lot of
artist,
tips
there
that
are
a
a lot of
makeup
tips that
artist
women don't
could
know.
use.
Right. That's right. That a makeup artist is familiar with. And then a personal chef, of course, personal
Mm.
chef or caterer. And that would be nice, even if you have people that may schedule for you to come in, say, once or twice a month or on the weekends and
That would be
prepare
great
meals
for
for the
someone who
week.
love to cook and see they could do
Absolutely.
something that they love and make some cash.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, I would love that. And I've never thought of it. I've always thought of the area of just a restaurant. But yes, being a personal chef to come in and prepare
And
and I would love
your
that.
foods are so the presentation is so spectacular. I usually have
Mm-hmm.
to pause and just look at it before I even delve into it because the presentation is so pretty with the array of
Oh, well,
colors.
thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, and that's important to people. Working in
Oh,
the
thank
retail
you.
business, I realized that the presentation is extremely important. Sometimes the
Extremely
chicken
important.
wouldn't taste like too much of anything, but the presentation, man,
And the chicken tastes like wood.
you know.
Well, yeah, so those are some of the different businesses that one could start with $1,000 or less. And I love the way you said that for like the presentation because just I'm just thinking about that. Like I could be a personal
Yeah.
chef for someone. And thank you for that
You
compliment.
have a nice uniform on, maybe coat and tails. I'm creative.
Mm,
Presentation of your whole persona.
mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I have to have one of those cool little chef hats. Yes.
oh
Are we
yes,
ready for
definitely.
spoken word?
Yes, spoken word, spoken word. Okay, so this I happened to find by accident because
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for something else and I saw this and I dated it, and it's a good thing that I date things because this was dated a year ago, 2 years ago, September 16th. And I
Mm-hmm.
obviously was just starting to write spoken word, so I really wasn't a co-host on the show at the time. So this is called, you may remember, Messing with My Melanin.
Oh,
And it's WIT, wit. Messing
bit.
with my melanin. Snap, snaps. All right, I'm going to the stage. Spotlight on me. Sit down in my
Spotlight.
little stool.
Spotlight.
Cross my dancer legs.
Mm.
Messing with my melanin. Black men dying, politicians lying, black women imitated, black women triple hated, grieving for this one, marching for that one. Which one? This one. That one? Oh, I thought you meant this one.
Mm.
How's life? What life? Your life. My life? Oh, I haven't checked on my life lately. I haven't gone within. They got me so caught up in their life, I feel like I'm trapped in a whirlwind. They messing with my melanin. They keep my mind busy and my body in fight or flight mode for real, so I'm unrest, stressed, and unable to naturally heal. They messing with my melanin. What's that on your plate? I don't know. They say it's fruit, but why isn't it seeded? They say it's meat, but what exactly did they feed it? Man, I don't know. They messing with my melanin. Take this pill. Take that pill. Take these pills because of that pill. Expect some discomfort or possibly death from taking any pill. Don't say they didn't tell you. Or can't you read? We're sicker now than we've ever been. A lot of healing starts from within. Yeah, but they're messing with my melanin. I swirl, I spin, I jump, I stroke. I'm fast, I'm strong, and now I'm woke. I'm civilized and compassionate. I'm even going within. Yet preposterous lies are shoved at me, messing with my melanin. Do you meditate? You mean pray? No, praying is talking. Meditate, you listen. I don't have time to meditate. I'm too busy struggling. You got your answers yet? No, they're messing with my melanin. CNN, FBI, NAACP, ABC, CDC, CIA, ISIS, EPA, DEA, FDA. Why all the secrecy? Why not make it plain? Alphabet suits ruling our lives, playing us like a game. We're so confused, so distracted, so blinded by the illusions. How can one evolve, create their own path while entertaining so much confusion? ADD, ADHD, is it good or is it bad? My mind, my body moves faster than yours, so I'm labeled deficient to make me sad. I think you messing with my melanin. Chemicals. Melanin's kryptonite. It's a slow and sure kill. It's all around us, a manufactured slow demise, taking at will. We smoke it, eat it, drink it, and put it on our form. But now there's a method that's more swift, more overt. Shoot to kill, no questions asked, has now become the norm. They're messing with my melanin. Now that I know how they coming at me, I gotta learn how to protect me. Me melanin. I grow stronger through knowledge of me melanin. Namaste.
Namaste, FeatherLite. Messing with my melanin.
Me melanin, yes. It's all about messing with the melanin. They have melanin conferences every 3 to 5 years, and no Black scientists or researchers are invited because they're constantly studying melanin. How can you make it deficient? How can one decrease its properties? Melanin is powerful. It's in everything. It's in the plants. It's in every living creature. And the Africans and the African people born here in this country have the most melanin of any other living person.
Melanin is powerful.
Melanin is powerful. It's much more than a color.
I think that's Dr. King that has that one of the melanin DVDs lectures that I have on DVD. I should watch that again. He really goes into great detail in regards to melanin and the properties of melanin.
Yeah. What is that? Let's see. What is her name? Pooh.
Dr. Jewel Pookrum.
Yeah, Pookrum. Yes. Now,
Pookrum.
She has a very. I mean, it's amazing how much information she has in this small pamphlet.
Oh my goodness.
And the title really fools you. It's really deep. It says something like the minerals ABC, something like that. And but it's got so much information about melanin.
Melanin rich, baby. Flexing in my melanin. Remember that little girl that was bullied? The beautiful dark-skinned girl. Then she started, I think her older sister posted a picture of her on Instagram. And from there, the little girl started her business with her T-shirts, flexing in my melanin. No, flexing in my complexion. Flexing in her complexion.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But some people have the T-shirts flexing in my melanin also. So yes, baby, flexing in my melanin.
Melanaire. I saw that today in a Pinterest. Melanaire.
Oh,
instead of millionaire, melanaire.
Oh, melanaire. Love it. Melanaire. Okay. Well, we're going to melanaire on into this break and come back with a little more melanin talk with our African spirit. We'll be right back after this break. You're tuned in to the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show. Don't forget to donate on the break to the BTR, to the BTRs, the BTR Project, and join the BTR community. We'll be right back.
Hi, the Black Talk Media Project would like to invite you to become a member of the BTR Community subscription-based social media platform. BTR Community is a platform that was set up for the listening audience of Black Talk Radio Network, the #1 independent Black radio network online. For just $24 per year, your subscription gives you access to an interactive space to share information with like-minded people with your privacy guaranteed. Your subscription will go a long way to help us maintain and improve our current media platforms. It will also help provide a budget so that we can begin the task of establishing localized media centers and radio stations across the United States. The best way to show your support and appreciation for what we do here at Black Talk Radio is to subscribe. Help us to help you be informed. Join btrcommunity.com today.
All right, and we're back here at the Mind, Body, and Spirit Radio Show. And it is time for our African Spirit. And tonight we are honoring Ursula M. Burns. Her birthday was she was born September 20th, 1958 for the light. So she is one of the sisters in the Black Inventors book that we have been sharing some of these women from. Trying to get that book now. Black Inventors and Scientists, and it's a Black Star book. So Ursula Burns, but Black Star Collection. So Ursula Burns started her career as an intern with Xerox Corporation in 1980, and would remarkably leap to what some would consider a rarefied status of being recognized by Forbes in 2014 as the 22nd most powerful woman in the world. Wow. So she started out as an engineer, and then she began working as an administrative assistant for some of the executives who noticed her talent. In 2007, she assumed the role of president of Xerox. In 2009, she became CEO, the first Black woman CEO to head a Fortune 500 company. That is, Ursula Burns. She is currently FeatherLite, the chairperson of Vion, a senior advisor to Teneo, and a non-executive director of the beverage company Diageo since April 2018. So she recently began that position, assumed the role in that position. So that is
kudos.
Yes, Ursula Burns.
We have so much talent. It's
so much talent. So much talent. So much talent.
So we thank you for
brilliant
bringing these unsung heroes to light.
Yes. So for just quickly, our Africa facts. Came across this today. I'm reading And I want to share this. In some African cultures, felt like babies were bathed with an assortment of herbs. And this is how babies were immunized of diseases. The babies would
Oh,
be bathed with those herbs. And then we're having a little storm here on the island.
mhm. An
Island
island is
storm.
one.
And a few drops were put in the baby's mouth. So you have the baby in the bath of herbs, and then you
Mm,
take a few drops of those herbs and you just
mm.
place them in the baby's mouth. And the herbal bath for
Wow.
babies was called Ekyojiro, and that's spelled
Hmm.
Ekyogero. Hmm.
Oh, okay, okay.
How do you
Never seen
pronounce
that
that?
word.
Yeah. Ekyogero.
EKY.
Ekyojero.
Kijaro.
Ijaro. Okay.
Jiro.
It was meant also, Featherlight, to bless the baby as well as immunize the baby of diseases. And this prevented the baby, of course, from having all those childhood diseases that, many of the babies have these days.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
mhm,
Tell me about it.
tell me about it. And speaking of prevention of diseases, cucumber has cancer fighting properties. I was unaware of this. Cucumbers are a great source of vitamin B, and it kills 96% of breast cancer cells in vitro
Really?
and reduces the risk in women. Right. So we should fill our diets with cucumbers, ladies, and men, because there's some men that are having breast cancer also.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
cucumbers, they're rich in the compound cucurbitacin B, which is a powerful anti-cancer compound. And again, it's known to kill up to 96% of human breast cancer cells. So eat
Wow.
some cucumbers. Put that at the top of your list.
You can put it
Cucumbers.
in your water too. Just have cucumber water. It's absolutely delicious.
I'm gonna have some before I go to bed. And then cucumber juice, speaking of the water. So when you have your cucumber water, that's why when we go into some of these hotels, they have that cucumber water. So
Hmm.
cucumber water um, contains a hormone which is needed by the cells of the pancreas for producing insulin, which has been found to be beneficial to, of course, diabetic patients. I was completely unaware of that. So if you're suffering from, if you're a diabetic patient, eat some cucumbers. Plenty of cucumbers. Eat a cucumber salad. I have a cute recipe. We'll also place this on the MBS page. You can take some cucumbers, season them with a little pepper, and use some of that Bragg's. What is it? The Bragg's amino.
No.
What I always get the name wrong, but it's
I
the
know. Don't
Bragg's.
say the word. Don't say
I
what you're
know,
doing.
I'll throw it off. But it's the Bragg's amino, and we'll take a picture of it and post it on the page. And just let the cucumbers marinate, or you can use some Italian vinegar. What is it? The Italian vinegar dressing, something like the Italian dressing. That's always a great seasoning. If you don't have any seasonings, you can use
There
that.
is.
All right. Mm-hmm. So that's my did you know? My did you know?
Oh,
And then
well,
you
do you
have
want to pull a card?
did you know? No, I want to hear your did you know. You want to do the
Oh,
boogeyman?
oh yes, yes.
Chess,
Okay, okay.
boogeyman chess.
This is a good time to do it. It's late. It's almost
And it's
11.
stormy. The boogeyman.
Okay,
Mhm.
seriously, folks. I don't know if any of you ever heard of the boogeyman. I'm sure you have, and if you're a baby boomer like myself, I mean, that was the talk. You just went out at night without your parent because the boogeyman will get you. The boogeyman was not a myth. His real name was Hamilton Albert Fish. He was born in 1870. He was called by several names. He was called the Gray Man, the Wolf of Wisteria, because he drank blood, the Brooklyn Vampire, the Moon Maniac, and the boogeyman. He was a cannibal, a sadist, a pedophilic child serial killer. He kidnapped children, cut them up, and ingested them. He was a 66-year-old handyman and house painter, a husband, and had 6 children of his own. He admitted to killing over 70 children, but only 4 could be confirmed. His victims were often very young, mentally ill, and African American, and they ranged from age 4 to 17. He was diagnosed with over 14 sexual abnormalities, and although his defense was insanity, the jury found him sane, and he was sentenced to death and executed on January 1st, 1936, at the Sing Sing prison in New York City. I don't go around looking for things like this, but I watch, Criminal Minds. And I've been watching it for a long time because I want to know what kind of people are out there, because I just need to know so I can be more cautious and not so friendly, because I was kidnapped. So I noticed that 95% of the men that they are described, they will say they're white male between the ages of 30 and 40. Rarely have they ever said it was an African American. So I just, out of curiosity, wanted to just look up the top 25 serial killers, because that's not something that they publicly broadcast to everybody. And this guy was on there, and I was like, damn, there really was a boogeyman. So I'm saying this to say, not that I want to talk about anything gruesome, but protect the children. There are real monsters out there. As we can see today, there's a guy just slashed the throat of these 2 young girls. There are real monsters out there. There was such a person called the boogeyman. And one of the children, the youngest child that he stole, the one that was 4, was out playing with his friend, and he just snatched him. And the friend saw him. And when they asked what happened to Johnny, Johnny is missing. What happened to Johnny? And the little boy said the boogeyman got him. But I just wanted to say, protect your children. Let them know about the different ruses that are out there to take children, to take them. I'm looking for my dog. They're holding a leash. I'm looking for my dog. That was on the boomerang. It worked, right? Okay. So teach your children to be cautious.
Very cautious.
To be cautious. It's crazy people out there.
These psychos and psychopaths, psychopathic personalities. Yeah. All right. Thank you, FeatherLite. Boogeyman. Boogeyman. Speaking of boogeyman, this was a good night for you to read that boogeyman, FeatherLite, with the storm and the thunder. It's just like what is it, like a what do they call it? Like we used to call it a scary movie. The scary movie. Yeah. All right, so I'll share the gemstone. And then we could breathe. Okay, so for our gemstone for tonight, dendritic agate. Dendritic agate. And I think, FeatherLite, you may have had this one before. But it's a fern-like, it has fern-like markings, and it's a stone of abundance, and it heals, and it connects you. It aids in remaining centered in discordant situations, treats skeletal disorders and the nervous system, reverses capillary degeneration, provides pain relief. And you would place this on the appropriate joint. So if you have hip pain or if you're suffering from carpal tunnel, you can take this dendritic agate and place it on your hip or your wrist If you're having back pain, place it on your back. So that's our gemstone for tonight. And I will place this on the MBS page on the BTR community. And that's the gemstone. So FeatherLite, you have, you want to take us into some breathing, some pranayama? FeatherLite? FeatherLite. Can't hear you, FeatherLite. FeatherLite. I think maybe it's that little button right there on the headphone. Yeah, because I can't hear you coming through. Can't hear you. Well, how about while we get our mics together here, because I don't know what's going on, because I can't hear a thing. Maybe it's this little island storm that's coming in, because I can't hear a thing. FeatherLite. Scotty, if you can hear us, give us a little sound. Or FeatherLite, if you can. I wonder if people can hear you. And it's just me. You can hear me? So yes. I think it's FeatherLite then. Is it you, FeatherLite? I think it is. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to let you get your mic together. And before we go into our breathing, I'll share this piece here. You can't hear? Oh, you can't hear, FeatherLite? Oh, we want to hear your breathing. I think it's a storm. We're having a really bad storm here. Yeah, try to just mute yourself and then. How about that? No, we can't hear you. Sorry. Well, I'll tell you, FeatherLite, you want me to do your breathing for you? Oh, I can't do it like FeatherLite. We need FeatherLite to do the breathing piece. Hey, Scotty, can you give us just a little music quickly, if you can? And then maybe FeatherLite can adjust her mic. And
the Black Talk Media Project would like to invite you to become a member.
I have to close this out, and I know people will hate that because we have to have that pranayama.
Namaste.
Yes, namaste, FeatherLite. Namaste.
Okay.
I think it's the storm here. It's the storm. I heard.
That's what I was.
Yeah, I heard an alarm and everything.
Okay. All right. Well, let's calm down and relax and release and get ready for.
Yes, we're back now. We're ready for our pranayama. Because you know what? I said to myself, I cannot present the pranayama probably not as FeatherLite can. So we need you, FeatherLite.
All right. Well, let's get started. We are going to.
Ooh, I'm relaxed already.
All right. So let's do a little deep breathing first. Breathe from our lower abdomen. If you need to refresh how to do this, place your hands on your abdomen, left over right for ladies, females, queens, and right over left for our men, our kings. And inhale and watch your hands as they rise. And exhale and watch your hands as they go in toward your spine. And give it a little gentle push if you like. Relax your shoulders if you're not sure if your shoulders are relaxed. Just raise them up to your ears and let them gently fall. Take a deep breath. Let's do some centering. We're going to do what we did last week so that we can memorize this and you can do it on your own.
Okay.
All right. Stand with feet shoulder width apart and place both hands on your bada, your lower abdomen, your core center. Okay. Your energy reservoir. All right. Now take a deep inhale, sending your breath through your nose as you relax chest. And watch your hands rise. And as you exhale, you will think of expelling toxins from your body. So do this slowly to the count of 6. Inhale 4. Exhale 6. Now, leading with the hand on top, inhale and circle your arm up over your head. Exhale and slowly bring your hand down in front of your body with your fingers facing you. Be looking at your palm. Rest your hand back on your stomach while switching arms and inhale and bring your other arm up over your head. Turn your palm towards you and exhale down the center of your forehead.
I think we've lost you again, FeatherLite, but I can continue this one. And then bring your arm up, bring it above your head, and bring it back down. Place your hand back onto your navel area, the center, and repeat. I'm on my left arm, so repeat by bringing your left arm up above your head and then bringing it down. Bring your arm down, your hand down where you can see your fingertips, and place it back. And then hold your breath, and then breathe out. Exhale. 6 on the count of 6. 6. And inhale 4 times. And exhale. And then bring both of your arms up. And make the triangle above and slowly bring it down. I always go too fast on this part, but slowly bring it down. Bring the triangle down. Back to your center. And repeat. Bring both arms up. Look at the triangle. Bring it down. Slowly above your crown. Down to your chin, your chest. And back to your center. One more time. Up. And bring your hands together in the Anjali, the prayer. And repeat after me. The God in me honors the God in you. Namaste. Namaste, namaste. Peace and good night. And may you have a beautiful and prosperous week.